I don't know anything anymore. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have noticed this thing floating around the internet. People are getting their color analysis done again. I feel like this is such a retro thing. I don't know, in my mind color analysis was a very 80s, 90s thing, but for some reason it's back and everyone's doing it. And I must admit, I am a little bit curious. I do definitely feel like there is something to it. I know there are colors in my wardrobe that look fantastic on me, and there are colors no longer in my wardrobe, actually, that used to be in there that just don't work. And the older I get, the better I learn, I feel, at least. The better I'm learning which colors work for me and which don't. Now, as much fun as I think all of this is, a color consultation is not really something I'm willing to pay for at this point in my life. So I thought it would be fun to just sit down today, see how far we can get, just you and me, just doing this together at home and seeing if we can reach any conclusions at all. I feel like most people have more or less an idea of what colors suit them and what colors don't. I certainly feel like I do. I may be completely wrong, but yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out today. I'm gonna try several different things to determine this at home. I want to start online, see if there is any tool I can use, maybe like an app or a website or something that can help determine what my colors might be, and then we're gonna test the theory in real life. I have gathered a bunch of clothes here, a bunch of different colors, and hopefully those will fall into a certain season category, because if you're completely unfamiliar with this whole color season, color theory, like fashion thing, basically the idea behind it is that we can all be categorized into 4 seasons. Obviously winter, spring, summer, autumn, and then a couple of subclasses within those seasons. If I understand correctly, the distinction is made between cool colors and warm colors, and then bright colors and muted colors. So the wheel looks a little something like this, and I think within those categories, winter would be bright and cool, spring would be warm and bright and warm, summer is muted and cool, and autumn is muted and warm. The whole point of this is that wearing the colors that suit you is supposed to make you just look better, basically. It's supposed to make your skin look brighter and clearer and make you look more awake and just flatter you overall. Like when people look at you, they'll be like, wow, she looks really good today. And it's just that the color really complements you. And if you wear a color that doesn't suit your season, then you may look a little bit washed out or like sallow. You can look a bit more tired, less awake, not as good as you potentially could. Now, of course, this is just one of many fashion theories to have fun with and play around with. Definitely not something to let dictate your life if you are not up for that. And if you love wearing certain colors, by all means go ahead and wear them, because I do really believe that you look the best when you feel the best, and you feel the best when you wear the colors that you love. That being said, I do think it's fun to find out what the theory thinks my ideal colors are. Before we get started though, this video is very kindly sponsored by Holzkern. I don't know if you remember, I talked about them a couple of videos ago. They are an Austria, Vienna based brand that make beautiful accessories out of natural material. They use wood and stone and all kinds of natural materials mixed in with metals to make absolutely stunning accessories. They make watches, but also jewelry, men's jewelry, women's jewelry. They make handbags, sunglasses, and everything on their website is so cool. So I am wearing some of their jewelry today. I am wearing this necklace, which is a walnut hexagon. It is just stunning. It's such a unique piece. I've been wearing this loads, honestly, since I got it, because I feel like it goes really well with my wardrobe. We may find out today. If it actually does. Yeah, absolutely love this. They have a bracelet and a ring from this same line too, I believe. But the bracelet I'm wearing today is also from them. It's from a different line. It is also walnut though. This is gold and walnut, and it's actually Morse code, and this spells out love, which I think is really adorable. It's a very subtle and dainty bracelet, which is fantastic as a stacking piece. Any of their items would make an absolutely perfect gift for a loved one or for yourself. And I do happen to have a discount code for you guys. If you use code Loepsie15, you get 15% off of anything on the website. I will have a link in the description box below that takes you straight there. So definitely be sure to check that out, and don't forget to use the code. And now let's see if we can find out my color season. Honesty demands I tell you that I did come across a page on Reddit where someone actually did my color analysis based on photos of me they found on the internet. I wasn't aware that they were doing this, but they used me as an example of a pale olive skinned celebrity, I guess, public figure, to kind of illustrate, I guess, how the color seasons work on olive skin tones. Because that's another thing. I have struggled a lot throughout my life to find out if I'm even cool or warm toned, or like undertoned, I guess. And I found out fairly late in life that my skin color is actually olive, fair olive, which does complicate things a little bit, because that means that you can look like you have a warm undertone but really have a cool one. So I do know what they typed me as, like which season. There are some things about the, like her, I'm assuming it's a woman, her color analysis I don't agree with 100%. She only used photos of me, obviously, because that's what was available. Many of those photos I did use a filter, which she couldn't have known, but I do, because I obviously color corrected all of them. And at a certain point there is a comparison between two green dresses, where one looks better than the other, and they are actually the same dress, which just goes to say how much light can affect how color comes across, especially on a camera, and especially through a camera and then a screen. So that's why I want to check everything with actual fabrics held up to my face. I don't want to just do this online, because I feel like that's not a very reliable way to do this. You need to have that color reflecting onto the skin and on your face to know if it's a good color or not. I am going to ask your guys' opinion on certain colors here and what season you think I am. And I don't want, you know, her opinion to color that. So I'll tell you that at a later point in this video, and I will try to not let it influence me either. Okay, so I have my tablet here and I'm looking for a place that does color analysis, or where you can do your own color analysis. Oh, by the way, I am not wearing any makeup today, as you can probably see, just barefaced here, and I took off my glasses as well, because those are obviously a color, and we don't want that. So, okay, I'm just gonna, yeah, the first hit on Google, we'll just see where that takes us. Oh, we're gonna take a photo. Okay, no, wait, I think I should take a new photo than a fresh one. Oh gosh. Okay. Select your colors. Hair, skin and eyes. But my chin is a different color than my forehead. Oh, does this help? Is this a good skin color? Here, where there's no blushing. So hair, that would be a pretty dark brown. Maybe this color. And eyes are hazel. Okay. Oh, that was quick. Okay, so it says deep winter. That was so fast. Okay, dark and vivid colors. Black will be a staple of your wardrobe, as will navy and charcoal. Okay, I will say these are colors I don't necessarily like. However, the colors to avoid, those are colors I know look horrendous on me, so that is good. However, I wonder if I take a different photo, maybe in different lighting, if I get the same result. So let's redo that. So skin, I'm gonna pick a different point on my skin. Maybe the forehead? I'm gonna go with a lighter shade. That one, that color. Okay, next. Still deep winter. I'm gonna go into a different room, the office, because that has white walls, but the windows face the other direction. I'll be right back. Okay, let's try again. Which point is a good representation of my skin color? Okay, hair, that, eyes. Okay, next. Cool winter. Oh, that's different. That's different. That is a different result. Cool winter contains lots of fabulous blues. Chinese blue, royal blue, navy and hot turquoise. Cool and icy colors, emerald green, true blue, magenta, fuchsia, frosty pink and icy violet. Black looks great on you, as it does all winter types. Bright colors in any case. That is funny, because that is not my experience actually. I don't really like seeing myself in bright colors, but okay. Okay, let's see if there's another website I could use for this. Second hit on Google. What's your hair? Oh, this is a quiz. That's not, okay, no way that's gonna work. Anyway, let's try it. Blonde, black, brown, red. My hair is brown. Am I a light brown, medium brown, ash brown, chestnut brown, deep brown, or dark brown? Well, it depends on the season. Oh, which am I? Chestnut? Is it dark? I don't know. Is it dark brown? It's a fairly dark day, but on some days my hair looks a little lighter. I think there are people that have darker brown hair than me. Maybe I'll go for deep brown, but I have no idea what this means. My eyes are hazel. I'm fairly sure. See, this is where it gets complicated because olive tends to be on the scale from light to dark, but olive is its own separate category. You can be a very light olive or a very dark olive, and you'll always have that typical olive green undertone, which is what makes your skin olive. So for olive, this says you look tan year round and your skin has a warm or a combination of warm and cool colors. I definitely don't have a tan look year round. In winter I just look green. Okay, my skin is definitely not blue, red or pink. Okay, I'm gonna just go for olive. Okay, so that one has me down as a deep, and I'm not entirely sure what that means because it's not a season, but judging by the colors they give me, it's fairly similar to like the deep winter, cool winter thing that came from the other quiz. Okay, I have another website here which kind of guides you through determining your own color season. First, I need to determine whether I'm warm, neutral, or cool, or do I suit warm, neutral, or cool colors. And do my features have warm or cool undertones? So this is something I've always struggled with. For a long time I thought I was warm, but I feel like through trial and error I have found out that I look much better in cooler shades and cooler colors than I do in warm. Or maybe I just like myself better in cooler colors. It's so hard when you're doing this on yourself to know like what actually looks good or bad on you and what is bias because you just do or don't like a certain color. Value and contrast. Looking at myself in the viewfinder here, there is a white blob surrounded by a black blob, which is my skin and hair. So yes, definitely very high contrast. And then chroma, do I suit muted, medium, or bright colors? I personally really think I look best in muted colors with a lot of gray in them, which is the exact opposite of that. So I think we're just gonna have to try that out. But yeah, makes sense. We need to determine whether I'm warm or cool, light or dark, and muted or bright. I personally think cool, dark, muted. Is that possible? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm not as high contrast as I think. Am I? I don't know. Let's try some colors. First, let's try a color that I know looks horrendous on me. And this color is warm and bright. And it is orange. Just no. I'm really curious though if when I'm editing this, I feel differently about the colors that I'm draping than I do in real life, maybe. I have a different shade. Like this is a very orangey brown. Or I guess you could say a very muted dark orange. So maybe if I overlay these and we can look at the difference. So here is bright orange, muted, bright. I honestly feel like they are both really bad, but this one is just less offensive. Is it not? I don't know. Red. I have a bright red and a muted red, which are also a warmer red and a cooler red. Oh, this is still a fairly cool red, isn't it? But yeah, it's warmer than the other one, because here is a cooler red, and it's more muted. Or is it not? Is this bright? I don't know. I feel like all the colors are just swimming around in my mind, and I no longer know which way is up. Bright red, darker red. Are these even different categories? I thought I had this down, but now I'm questioning everything. See, I like this much better. Greens. I have a cool green and warmer green. You have a cool green here. This is a giant skirt. This is good, isn't it? This is a good color. And now this one. Am I a winter? Okay, so the Reddit page typed me as a soft summer, which means cool colors, muted, and not a whole lot of contrast. However, I'm starting to feel like these jewel tones aren't that bad, and I do believe she mentioned something like that. Like I think she said bright leaning soft summer. which means that I can pull off like the winter clothes as well, like the winter colors. I feel like both of these are okay, but this one just pops, whereas this one is a bit more meh. I picked out a few colors that I think look wonderful on me, and they are typical soft summer colors, or just summer colors in general. For example, I have this top right here, which I've pretty much only kept because the color looks so good on me. It is this. It is a very muted purple and light, but I don't know, whenever I wear this and whenever I see this on myself in pictures, I just feel like it's a really good color on me. It's not a color I personally like very much, which is why I think it must be that it looks good on me, but I don't know, you tell me. And then also this top, which is a very muted pink. And this is a shade that I tend to gravitate towards, although a little bit darker. In my lipsticks, all of my lip colors are muted pink because any other lipstick color just doesn't look as good as muted pink does. Like, through all my declutters, all of the lipsticks I've kept are dusty rose and one red. I feel like these dusty pinks just work. I'm starting to second guess that. Maybe they don't. Maybe I do look better in jewel tones. I honestly thought that by the end of this video I would know more, but I feel more confused than when I started. Yellow. This is like a gold almost. And I feel like this just does nothing for me, like the orange. It looks so bad with my skin. Or does it? I don't know anything anymore. This blue. I do believe this is a muted color of blue, like a muted shade. I really like this color on myself. I feel like I look good in muted colors, but I think I may also look pretty good in jewel tones. I do really like that one red dress that I talked about in my closet declutter, the red evening dress. It is a cooler red. I think we can determine that I am cooler toned in any case. I am starting to understand very much why people pay money for this. It's so hard. Oh, it's nearly impossible to do on yourself. I also feel like it would be silly to just disregard all of my experience where I know that this does not look good and this looks amazing. One of the indicators of whether you are bright or muted is how you look in grey. So here is grey. See, I like it. Do I look good in grey or does it wash me out? Do I look boring and bland in grey? I don't know anything anymore. I am utterly confused. Okay, looking at a bunch of palettes now, I think those tops that I just showed you may actually be more winter than they are summer. I do know possibly the worst color I've ever worn was pastel yellow and mint green. Those are just horrendous on me. And I think those are spring colors. So we can rule that out. Just pastels in general are horrendous. If I'm going light with colors, they need to have a lot of grey in them. Winters are supposed to look good in black. I don't know if I look good in black. I feel like black's a little bit harsh on me. I think I look better in grey, which would probably make me more of a summer. Before I make a verdict, I want to know your guys' opinions. What do you think? You've seen me with the color swatches. You can see my contrast and the color of my skin. My hair is natural, by the way. I don't dye it. So this is the color that comes out of my body. Wow, that sounded weird. I am wearing white though, which is a little bit confusing. As for metals, I honestly actually think neither gold nor silver looks good on me, and the only color that suits me is rose gold, which is never an option in these quizzes, so you tell me again. If any of you have more experience with this color analysis thing, which I'm sure many of you do, I would very much love to hear your opinions, and I will follow this up somewhere on Instagram probably, or maybe in like a YouTube, maybe a short video. Maybe I'll do a shorts when we've reached a conclusion. where I'm gonna end because I feel like my brain's gonna explode. I am just, yeah, very, very confused. I feel like I got further away from knowing than when I started, which definitely was not what I wanted. So yeah, definitely do be sure to let me know. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you for your inputs. Definitely be sure to check out Holtzkern in the description box below. They make gorgeous stuff no matter what your season is. Be sure to check them out and don't forget to use my code Loepsie15 for 15% off of anything off their website. There is another video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you for watching once again, and I will see you very soon in my next video. And in the comment section. Bye, guys.